Hey y'all, so I want to give y'all a life update like I did back in April of this year. But I promise you this time, I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. I can't be someone who sits on a podium and not be as open and honest with you guys like you are with me in the comments. And I know I made a video back in April. It should be somewhere, the thumbnail of it right here. Being very raw and truthful about life circumstances and where life was at for me at that time. And the reason why I bring this up is because with this video, life did not get better. You know, life actually got worse for me. And one of the things about this channel is that I'm helping you guys and guiding you guys in real time while I'm also dealing with my own real life. And the one biggest thing that I've noticed as you guys have grown with me and grown up with me over the years since starting back in 2021 is that I've been very inconsistent. My lack of discipline when it comes to this channel has been half-assed. And that is because this was a channel that when started, I didn't believe in it. Not saying I didn't believe in what I was doing or the people I was helping, but I built this channel out of pain. I didn't come into YouTube to create a channel thinking that this was going to become something much larger than myself. I was a hurting woman and I felt that I couldn't heal myself, so if I couldn't heal myself, let me heal others. After I left off on that video back in April, I ended up getting in a car accident and had my car completely totaled, lost my car. At that point, lost my place of living, had to move back to Cleveland, Ohio with family, financially not in a place that I would have liked to have been in to be able to stand on my own too anymore, so having to move back in with family and being disillusioned of what I thought family was to what the reality of it really was. Then having to go from that to other losses, and then also my health issues that I've spoken to you guys about with being temporarily paralyzed from my neck all the way to my lower spine. And when coming back onto YouTube after taking a hiatus, I was so much in this energy of, okay, I'm ready, I'm gonna be back, I'm gonna be better than ever. Leo season's coming around, I'm like, okay, this is the perfect opportunity. But life wasn't done with me yet. I was temporarily paralyzed from my neck to my lower spine, and I couldn't move, I couldn't get out of bed, I was confined to a bed for weeks on end. And also too, being back in Cleveland, Ohio with my family. Most of my family are Leo, so I don't do these Leo readings just because I want to. I literally have grown up with y'all throughout my life. So it seemed like every other week or every few days, there was a birthday, a celebration, and this and that, which really pulled me away from even doing content for you guys, on top of dealing with my own health issues. Then on top of getting into my 9-to-5, which I currently have now. And the one thing I will say is in the videos, when I talk about perspective, when I talk about inner knowing, when I talk about listening to your intuition, I don't say that for child's play. I say that because internally you are going to know what is best for you. And sometimes external pressures puts us into positions to make quick decisions or rash decisions that aren't truly beneficial for us in the long run. And given that my life was turning upside down drastically and significantly, I made some missteps. One of them being getting into my 9-to-5 in the healthcare field. One of them being getting into this charity that I was working for. And don't get me wrong, I'm very blessed for the opportunities. But the reason why I do say it was a misstep was because it took me further away from the actual goal. I realized that I tend to be a runner. When things get frustrating, my frustration tolerance tends to be low. So I'm like, you know what? This ain't working. I gotta go. And it does not allow me to stay with something consistently enough. And this comes back to you guys. My issue was being consistent. And with those two avenues, those two lanes that I got into, yes, have I been able to help people? Absolutely. But they're not in alignment intuitively with what I know I was put here to do. And that is to actually help people on a deeper spiritual, psychological, metaphysical level. And being able to be somebody who is atypical, to be able to be somebody who is neurodivergent adjacent, somebody who processes the world differently on a chemical and psychological level, being in the tried and true, trying to fit the mold, put me further against my true nature and my core nature. But my spirit keeps coming back to this place because I do feel like I have unresolved business. Even when my inconsistency says, no, I'm tired, I'm burnt out, I don't want to do this anymore. Not because I don't want to help you guys, but it is very taxing energetically. It is very taxing spiritually. And it's hard to, especially when you have the gift, it's not on you, it's in you. It does take a lot from you personally. And when you hit that burnout level, and it doesn't even have to be just me personally, look at your own lives. Those moments when you deal with burnout or you feel exhausted and you still keep trying to go and go and go and you're running on fumes. It is taxing. And I kept finding myself in that place of being taxed, being overspent, and feeling like, okay, I got to put this to the side. Let me try something else that isn't going to burn me out, instead of being able to pace myself. And one of the blessings, which brings me back to you guys, is that despite my burnout, despite life taking me in its own directions, despite my own personal circumstances, your own personal circumstances, you guys have really stayed tried and true. You guys have always shown love. You guys have always been here. And the one thing that I do want to apologize for, is that I feel like I haven't treated my YouTube with the respect that it deserves. I felt like, and I do feel like I've treated my YouTube like it's been a hobby. And it's not. It's not a hobby when you're dealing with people's lives. It's not a hobby when you have people coming to you, confessing their sins, confessing their hurts, confessing their regrets, confessing their concerns, their worries. And I feel like I didn't treat this with the proper respect that it deserved. Long story less long. I'm not gonna cry like I did in the video back in April. I just wanted to give you guys an update before moving forward with this channel. I think seasons of life, like for you guys, I'm sure you've had to go through and go down certain lanes and certain avenues thinking that that's going to be best for you or beneficial. Maybe you felt like it was ideal, just to find out, okay, maybe this was a detour, or I just took myself off the wrong path, right? I just went down a road that I thought was going to be good. You could take a path that you thought was going to be good, but you feel like you just move further and further from where you were supposed to be. And that's how I feel. I feel like hopping back into the 9-to-5, again, thank God, especially in this economy, you know, there's more people looking for jobs than there are jobs available, so I'm very blessed. But I feel like I've moved further and further and further from my calling, because yes, I am able to help people in a physical way through working in the medical field, but I'm not helping people at their core and at their root and on a psychological and spiritual level. I feel like, just like I'm sure for some of you guys, you felt like you were on your path going in a certain direction, and then life may have took you left, or you may have chose to go in a different route. I know we've all had those moments. It can't just be me. And I feel like I'm in that crossroad right now where I didn't went off into left field because of my health issues, being back home with family, dealing with my own mental health problems because of life changes and circumstances, and trying to take the route that everybody else felt was the most ideal, or trying to take the route that felt the most stable, or trying to take the route that would better put me in an adjacent position to feeling better. Mentally, emotionally, psychologically, but all it's been doing is tearing me apart. But I feel like I went too far off of my path because I wasn't secure in what Spirit has bestowed upon me. I had understanding, but did I truly have deep faith that this was my full-on calling? Not a calling for right now, but my full-on path to walk. No, I didn't have full confidence. I thought this was my season of doing this and doing tarot and helping people through tarot, and then I was going to evolve to something else. But no, I really think that through trying other things, getting dealt different hands in life during this period, I guess I would reflect this back to you. You know, if you have a calling, something that you know you are beyond blessed at doing, whether it's your insight, your wisdom, your expertise, your knowledge base, I'm curious, have you ever went off the beaten path from what was blessed and bestowed upon you to go on a different route, whether it's because of external pressures like life, bills, family, relationships, maybe second guessing yourself, doubting yourself, insecurities? Did you feel like you've ever stepped off a path that internally you know that you were beyond capable and it aligns, but maybe life shifted for you or showed you, hey, maybe not in this season? And if you've ever went off that path, when did it click for you that I'm on a detour, I'm not on that right path? And if you can reflect on your own experiences, then you'll understand mine's in this moment. I can't run away from what Spirit has bestowed upon me. It is a very heavy burden to bear. Again, it doesn't make me special. I don't think I'm all that, but we all have our own gifts, and my gift is a heavy one, just like I'm sure for some of you guys out there, you have bestowed and blessed gifts upon you that are heavy. And you may feel like, why me? Why do I have to be the one to carry this? Why do I have to be the one to do these things, right? If I was to give you an example, like being a generational curse breaker, you may feel like, why does everybody else get to have simple lives or get to have these certain outcomes, or life seems a bit more steady for them, but I'm the one that has to go through all these upheavals and changes and these back and forths and these different life circumstances just to make sure I don't repeat generational curses, just to make sure that it ends with me. Some of you may feel like that. This is me having to really face my gifts. This is really me having to sit and face my calling, what I'm here for, even though societally, yes, it may make me ostracized. Societally, it may make me look like an outcast or be completely different from others. Yes, people don't understand me. Yes, people will persecute me, judge me, have prejudice over me because of what I do. And even for some of you guys out there, your beliefs in this, right? This is still a very taboo space, dealing with the tarot and certain aspects of spirituality. If you found my channel, whether now or in the future, or you've been around for the past however many years, 4 or 5 years at this point, you weren't meant to fit the mold. You weren't meant to fit the mold, whether it's you really connect when I go off left and I get off topic with the cards and I just let, whatever my intuition is telling my atypical mind, or you just feel like you found the space in a community of people where you don't feel judged, where you do feel like people understand your plight and circumstances in life. I'm just glad you found the home here. If you don't have one out there in society, if you do feel shunned, if you feel like you have to keep your beliefs or certain aspects of yourself sheltered for whatever reason, I'm glad you found solace here. And for some of you who you just don't care, because I know there's people out there in the comments with my channel that just don't care. They are who they are unapologetically, which I love that too. I'm glad you're able to be here, because when I even read your comments, it's inspiring not only to me, but to other people. So keep leading the charge, So I know y'all always see me here giving advice, spiritual guidance, wisdom, which I'm still going to do, but I just like to show y'all I'm human too. I don't know it all. I'm a 30-year-old woman, still growing just like all of y'all. I just have a gift that was bestowed, just like y'all have gifts that's bestowed, and I utilize them in the best way that I can, at least in my case, to help others. So I would say to you, whatever that gift is that you have, I don't care how many times you got to get up. I don't care how many times you got to start over. Just don't fully quit. Don't count yourself out the race. Don't stop betting on you. Even if you have to take a momentary pause, you have to step back. Even if you come from a line or lineage of family who gave up on themselves or on their dreams or on their futures, or they never got to the finish line, you still have that opportunity every day that you wake up to get there. Even if you have to keep proving to yourself every day that you will get there, you can. The frustrating thing is every time I try to get back into this channel, every time I try to be consistent and keep going, something keeps happening. And it almost makes me feel like, hey, should I be doing this? Is this meant for me to be doing this? Is this the right time to be doing this? And then I'll get started, get some momentum going, and then here comes a health issue. Here comes a family issue. Here comes a living situation issue, a financial issue. Here comes a work-related issue. And I feel like this year has been nothing but distractions of pulling me away from this. So whether you can relate to anything I said in this video, you agree, you disagree, maybe you see a bit of yourself in my words, maybe you can relate, I don't know. But let me know. Let me know in the comments. Definitely subscribe, because today, the future starts at this moment. And what starts is that I'm not going anywhere. I'm declaring to myself that I will not run. I cannot run anymore. I cannot run away from my calling anymore. I can't. And I cannot allow life to pull me away. Even if I want to stay put, I cannot allow that, just like you can't for yourself. So again, if you relate, subscribe, join. You'll see me again, probably in a couple of days. Bye, y'all.